Are you looking to grow revenues, increase profitability, or obtain financing? If so, you came to the right place.
Running a business is all about leadership. How do you become a better leader? Learn from successful entrepreneurs and business owners how to lead your organization more effectively. That's why we created Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business, to help you succeed with your host, Andrew Frazier, Business Growth Pro and CFO and founder of the Small Business Pro University. Every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're joined by experienced entrepreneurs and business owners who share their secrets to success via live stream. Also, every Friday morning, we release a new podcast episode. Either way, you will learn about developing your business leadership skills from our roster of highly performing guest experts. Leadership Live is one of the many valuable resources provided through the Small Business Pro University, empowering business owners to learn, profit, and grow. Find out more at sbprou.com.
Good evening and welcome back to Leadership Live. I'm your host, Andrew Frazier, and excited to be back here talking small business with you once again. As you know, we always have great guests talking on different topics that can be beneficial to you as an entrepreneur, future entrepreneur, business owner, about how you can be more successful. Definitely. Tonight's going to be about really focusing on extreme ownership to achieve breakthrough results. So we're going to talk to our guest, Anatoliy Labinskiy, and really talk to him about how to do this. I think that definitely we're in a new digital age and things continue to evolve, and actually our leadership styles have to evolve as well. So, look forward to talking to him about how he's been able to evolve successfully and really, as a result, create breakthrough results. So, let me invite him on to join us tonight, and we'll get started. So, welcome, Anatoly. How you doing tonight?
Hey Andrew, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here. Excited to share my experience.
Okay, great. No, I'm glad you're able to join us. I know it's like 1 a.m. where you are, so definitely appreciate you taking time out of your schedule as well as hanging up late night with us to really chat about small business and share your expertise with the group. So, before we get started, it's always good to sort of have people get a feel for your journey. If you can talk a little bit about kind of where you started and how you got to where you are, and what were some of the key milestones or key learnings along the way.
Oh yeah, of course. If I would share like in details all the background, it would take a couple hours to like deliver just like feelings of the journey itself, and you would understand that everything is possible since everyone has their own story, and some is more crazier, some is less. But on my end, I'm basically from Ukraine. I'm Ukrainian, and my business is in the United States, but back in 2013, I just graduated from university and like was full in debt, and my mom need help with the mortgage, with the car loans, with all that stuff. And like I never been abroad. I didn't speak English, and I just like decided that I want to see the world, and actually I need to help my mom. And just I decided to find out any way to go out of the country and discover the world and make some more money, because in Ukraine the average salary is around $400-$500, especially at that time. And yeah, I got opportunity with master degree in finance to go to UAE, Abu Dhabi, to work as a like food runner in the hospitality in the restaurant. And basically that was my first experience abroad. Like I didn't speak English, but I was cleaning dirty plates from the table. So like that's basically my first experience ever. But I have seen how big is the world, and I understand that actually I want to take the piece of that. I want to be successful, and I want to see like not only discover the world. I want to live the life as the guest which I was serving, and I want to understand how to make more money. And basically, I got married in 2014, and we were living together with my wife in UAE. Moved to Dubai and start struggling financially because the life is quite hard there. And I start just always looking different opportunities around and trying to grow. So from food runner to waiter to assistant waiter to waiter to head waiter, and actually hospitality. I was like, it's not what I want to do, but this is something what's really helped me understand the customer service and power of the upsells. So how to upsell something when people already like feeling full. And basically that's principles which I'm using in the e-commerce business. And in 2017, my wife said to me that she's pregnant, and I understand that I have to change something in my life because I cannot bring my son, my kid, into the world in the financial position where I was growing up and where I was that moment. And I promised to my wife that she should not worry. I will be finding out the solution and making sure that like we'll bring the baby in the better life. And this is what actually I done. I start discovering any kind of different businesses, read more books about business, about the time management, leadership, and find out e-commerce. E-commerce was like a aha moment for me. Like, no way, I can like use my laptop to make money. Seriously, like I can work from any part of the world and just like do the business. And I started learning about that, lost everything what I have in terms of savings because I was spending money on ads without understanding what I'm doing. But just like I was so obsessed with the result that wasn't sure, wasn't care like how exactly, but I will like my thoughts were, I don't know how exactly, but I'm gonna be make it work. And that's what I done. I went fully into it, lost all the savings. My wife were like telling me she will divorce me if I won't stop it because like she didn't understand what I'm doing. I'm just spending money somewhere in internet. She was thinking that I'm in some kind of sector. But after 6 months of real struggle and difficulties, I got the mentor, and I generated my first like 8,000 revenue in the 15 days. And I from that moment I realized that it's real, that there is something. And after another 9 months, I generate my first $50,000 revenue in October 2018. It was not profitable, it was just a break even. But November the same year, next month 100K, completely profitable. December 150K, and so on, so on, so on, 250 a month. And basically the things start moving, the things start changing. I was managing a couple of my stores, and then I was active online, and people start asking me, especially like from United States, like a community where I was like, hey, can you teach me? Can you show me? I like, seriously, I'm Ukrainian guy, like just a simple man. What can I teach you? And I decided to give a shot, and I understand that the strategies which I learned actually implementable in different ways of the businesses, and uh, it's replicatable. And I start to bring more and more people on the coaching, and we get quite good success in the first year of coaching, over 2 millions in the student sales. And then people started asking me by 2020, hey, can you manage that for us? And this is where idea for agency became, and I created the GSM Growth agency. In the first year, we scaled from 0 employers to 12 employers, then to 44, and then to I just shredded to 35 people. And as for today, we are with the over 30 people in the team, managing like quite big quantity of the Shopify stores. and building advertising ecosystem by running Facebook ads, TikTok ads, and Google SMS email marketing. So advertising ecosystem for the brand owners, and done already over 35 millions in the last 4 years as an agency. And plus, since last year, doing the real estate business in United States, which is Burr method. We buying properties, renovate them, refinancing them, and put the tenants in to help people like better with better livings. And as well, like we build the software company approaching to our agency, which is called an eCom Scout. So it's a tracking solution for the advertisers, and basically just trying to grow the businesses horizontally and vertically scaling the agency. It's my baby. It's what I in love, and e-commerce is definitely something what I want to do for quite long. And yeah, that's my shortcut of the journey.
Okay, great, great. So, like you mentioned, everybody has their own journey, and everybody's journey is interesting. Some people's journey is straighter, whereas some people's journey is like all over the place. But it's interesting how things you learn early on in the journey that you don't think are going to be valuable later become extremely valuable. And usually it's the hard times or the challenges or the failures that really drive your later success. So no, great. So yeah, I look forward to digging in, talking about that, pulling out some key lessons learned that can be beneficial for our audience, and definitely look forward to that. But before we do that, I always like to share a little bit about who we are. We do this through the Small Business Pro University, and what we do is we do create valuable resources to help entrepreneurs and business owners be more successful. So here's a short video about what we are, what we do, and then we'll be back talking small business with Anatoliy. Many small businesses experience low or no revenue growth, and the owners are not making enough money. I founded the Small Business Pro University to help business owners break that cycle by empowering them with greater knowledge and enhanced skills to lead their companies more effectively. Over the past 15 years, I've worked one-on-one with more than 1,000 business owners and taught tens of thousands of people about business. My experience includes serving as a Navy officer, graduating from MIT, earning an MBA from NYU, and achieving the CFA designation. Small Business Pro University empowers entrepreneurs like you to run their businesses more professionally and create sustainable enterprises. Small Business Pro University provides access to valuable resources, partnerships, and relationships that will help you to grow revenue, increase profit, and obtain financing faster and easier. Our Masterpreneur initiatives include more than 100 expert-led multimedia courses and training programs with more than 2,500 lessons. The Small Business Pro Network, our private community for entrepreneurs. Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business, our weekly live stream and podcast. Advanced Learning Institutes focused on revenue generation, profit maximization, and capital acquisition. And the Power Breakfast series, in-person events where business owners learn best practices, enjoy great networking, and gain useful knowledge. If you want to sell more and make more, you need to check out Small Business Pro University. Visit our website at www.sbprou.com. Okay. All right. Welcome back. I'm here with Anatoliy Labinskiy, and we're talking about extreme ownership to achieve breakthrough results. So what is extreme ownership? Let's start with that. Always good to start at the beginning.
Yeah, sure. If we are speaking about the extreme ownership in general, in terms of like how I'm implementing that in my company and why I'm using exactly extreme ownership, That's all about like if you want to build the sustainable business, which is gonna be trying to grow even without you are involved in 100%. You need to build a team with the extreme ownership mentality. And what exactly does it mean? It means like people has to be focus oriented on their own results. And like I was always taking the ownership on every single task which I done in my life. And that's why like I was able like just to learn the language, to start the new life in new country, to handle and manage the new industries on my end, because I was taking the extreme ownership on my end. No matter what kind of task I have, I'm responsible to complete it and achieve the next level of the results. And all my team has been trained by me. When 2020 we started, I was creating the team who is like having the similar mentality as me. So I was hiring my ex-students who like I was teaching in the mentorship, and they were just involved into the e-commerce in full time, and they were loving not to be a business owners but being like a media buyers, being a graphic designers, because this is what they love. And I basically took the best of the best people and started teaching them not just the technical skills, but actually how to be a better person and how to be responsible for their own results. And this is how we build the GSM Growth agency, where like I was always sharing my journey with them and how I would handle XYZ situation. So I was teaching them to manage the difficulties and taking responsibilities on every single task. And by extreme ownership in our company, it means that every single department, every single media buyer, every single like salesperson has their own, they are own entrepreneurs, and they are entrepreneurs with their own company out there, which is like if it's a media buyer with 5 clients, let's say, it is his own company. Salesperson with like a couple of leads on his end, it is his company. And basically, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to take the extreme ownership on the delivering the results. Otherwise, you won't be getting paid at the end of the month. You will not bring the food on the table. And by that being said, they knows that they have to deliver, because in our company we never had any kind of basic salaries, especially in the first 3 years. And people learn it how to like create the revenue, generate income for themselves by just using the systems of the company and the extreme ownership skills. And as being an entrepreneur of your own company, like if you have like different departments, yes, in your organization, and you want that each department would be goals oriented and focusing on the highest achievements in the specific area, they must think about their department as their own business, and they must be having incentive. Must be incentivized for the best performance, and then in that case, you know that if they will be delivering better results for the clients, making better job, they're gonna be getting higher income. And basically, because of that, as every single business owner, they're going to be thinking how to grow their business, how to improve their systems, how to deliver higher revenue, higher success for the clients, and they're going to be getting paid much higher. And by creating that kind of mentality, I noticed that several guys, yeah, they need help in terms of management. They need help in terms of like guiding them through some specific cases because of the lack of experience in general, but they became the super high professionals in their industry, in their specific roles, which is allow them uh, being their own bosses in their own business, which is their departments. And like I duplicate the same stuff with every single employer, create the management team and the high management team, teaching all the new people who are joining the company. And just as an example, I will give you that we are almost 5 years old company. In March 2025, in March in 2025, we will have 5 year anniversary, and majority of the people working with me 4, 3, 2 years, and only a couple of people 1 year plus. So we have super low churn rate of our employees because they know and they respect the way what company provided for them. Best trainings, best systems, flexibilities, and they know that if I'm responsible for something, doesn't matter if I start at 8 a.m., 10 p.m. The most important, I have to achieve that. I have to accomplish the task, and then I can go to the cinema. I can go to the dinner with my wife, whatever it is. Most important, extreme ownership is the delivering task achievements, no matter what time of the day it would be.
Okay, excellent. So, no, I mean, definitely, you have a model and a system that's working. We're going to talk more about that because I love what you're talking about, and you're probably even doing things that are valuable that you don't even fully realize how valuable they are. But no, it's definitely, as a business person, as a leader, as a manager, what you're doing is by far best practices for what business should be doing, especially in this environment. So, but before we do that, you talked about your early experience and really working in the hospitality industry, not what you wanted, but sort of gave you experience and knowledge along the way. I think definitely any experience you can draw from, and especially earlier on in life, and is key. I started with a paper route, so just early on, learning about business, being involved, taking responsibility, um, and as you evolved, your needs change. So big thing about business owners is your business should be there to benefit your life. And as your needs change, you had to make a pivot, and you actually end up being able to do that successfully. But it you work through the time period where you had to invest to develop your skills, and you talked a little bit about how that could be difficult on relationships and other things. So talk a little bit more about how you came about making that investment, and how you were able to sustain you know doing that up through it becoming successful, because a lot of people give up along the way, but many times many successful entrepreneurs, they've been on the brink of massive failure, but come back from the brink and are successful. So if you could, elaborate more on your experience doing that.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. And for example, I was saying that when I started, first 6 months was quite hell, and I lost all the savings and started borrowing money from my friends and my wife, like against me and so on. And the thing, what was always there is that like what pushing forward you no matter what, it's your strong why. So if you have a strong why you're doing that, why you start a business, why you decided to move this direction. Nothing won't be able to stop you. And by that, by saying have a strong why, it doesn't mean, hey, I want to generate my first million. And like you just going and drawing that in your mind, writing that on the wall, and so on. That's a goals. It's fine. It's okay, and it must have. I mean, if you don't have financial goal, you definitely like gonna be losing a lot of understanding where you want to go and how. But by having your why, you'll have always fuel to move forward no matter what. And those 6 months of struggle, I never thought about quitting. which is like I see like by coaching the several guys out there for over a year, actually for a couple of years, I notice one thing, which is people are quitting instantly after like losing $200 or after like first homework done. Like I just provide them like some homeworks every single call, and people were just not doing, having excuses and so on. So the part is of that it was because nobody had their why. And I start coaching not only on the media buying, not only on e-commerce, but I start as well explaining how actually to deal with the struggles and teaching them, finding out what's their why. And my why from the day one was my son, my kid who is about to come in this world. And no matter what, I need to change my life. I have no financial stabilities. I have nothing on my end to give it to him. So that's why my why was so strong that I will lose everything. I will burn the earth around me, but I'm gonna be just like achieving result. And when people on the coaching sessions were just figuring out their real why, and why I was explaining and now I'm sharing with you, it shouldn't be financial, shouldn't be something material. Your why is supposed to be super deep. For everyone is different. It could be family, it could be kids, it could be like delivering best future for your parents, for your spouse, but it could be like I want to feel freedom in terms of flexibility, and it doesn't mean that freedom it's like billions of dollars. It could be just I want to make it good enough, and plus have balance with the business and life, traveling around the world and feeling just freedom, or in terms of like being in charge of my own lifestyle. So everyone has different whys, and my why always was about my son, have possibilities to spend time with him, flexibility to travel, and like do whatever I want, anytime, anywhere where I want. And this is exactly what is happening right now. My why was so strong that I created the life where I'm traveling around the world. I'm traveling more than 30 times a year. United States, Europe, Dubai, like Ukraine before, and like always with my kid and with my wife. And now I have a second kid who grow up, who just born like 7 months ago, and he was already in 4 different countries in his first 7 months of life. I'm like, I'm not kidding. Like, always looking at him like, oh, man, like you are crazy. Like 7 months in the world, and you have been in different continents, have seen different countries, different nationalities. What is wrong with me? Why I'm spoiling you so much? But I mean, it's our life. And looking back in my childhood, I never had that possibilities, and I'm really proud that I made it happen. And always because like have a fuel as your why, and then you will be unstoppable. That was my why, and it's still staying the same. I won't keep delivering best quality family time for myself, and as well, I want to deliver the best future for my kids. That's basically will always pushing you forward, no matter what.
Okay. No, excellent. So yeah, definitely knowing what you're doing it, and why you're doing it. You know, a lot of times people lose sight of that, when they're in business. So it's good that you've been able to focus on it. So now, you started in e-commerce, now you have an agency. Like even for me, I've been doing, advising businesses for the past 15 years full time. But every 2 years, my business changes significantly. Starting out, I did more teaching, then more coaching, and more consulting and training, and, it continues to evolve. And, what were some of the key drivers of your evolution, and what what is it that made you make that pivot, and was it an easy pivot, or did it take a fair amount to make those changes? I know.
What? Yeah.
Okay, or maybe talk a little bit more about you know how your business has evolved over the years and what kind of drove those different areas of evolution in your business.
Yeah, if we speak about the business itself, then it's a real ride. Especially in the first 2 years, it was like roller coaster where we're going so fast, so far, so like no tomorrow in terms of revenues and profits, and we're learning on the go. So like uh, we were really creating a systems on the high speed of the implementation and commitment. So we commit to create the company and to scale the company, and then we will figure it out how to manage that growth. And then when we became more stable, quite big with 44 employers, the roller coasters also were started. So, and that's exactly like one of the biggest learnings happened to me and made us who we are today is actually uh, implementing and have their own financial matrix in terms of like what your team is able to do and what team members are just a good dudes, good guys, but never deliver anything, or like what's like your team members undervaluated, so they like deliver incredible results, but you just like don't put enough attention to them. So like by like pushing forward and having the incredible revenues, we were just closing the eyes on like any kind of gaps. So extreme ownership is there, we just teaching them and so on, but the KPIs must be involved. You need to know the metrics. You need to know what exactly is the healthy metrics for every single team member in the company. And that's where like our CFO joined us in 2022. And I just sent it to him all the financial reports for the past years and asked him, hey, like do something with that. And please help me out to understand what's wrong. And basically, from 44 people, we became 35 for the reason that we had so many great dudes who, from day one with me, they saw us some friends, they saw us some people, and but they were not actually taking responsibilities in full. And when we were looking on their numbers for the past months, even past year, you notice that like the lowest profitability for the customers, the lowest performance, they just always complaining and so on. But we were closing the eyes and just pushing forward because like everything was going fast. And that moment when the war started in Ukraine, I realized that I need to do whatever it takes to save the company because I have a lot of Ukrainians working in my agency to save the working spots for my people, to make sure that in the most horrible time of the nation, the Ukrainians won't be losing the job and uh, we'll see the possibilities and real positive vibes to compare to what is happening out there in the country when war started. And basically, that's why we start analyzing every single person and making sure that like company delivering better results. What I'm trying to say, we brought a CFO on the board. He just took all the data from the past 2 years and draw the matrix of the financial achievements and every single team member separately, their performance, their different levels of the strong and weak duties on their side. And we find out that some of the people actually were always doing okay. Some of the people were always doing horrible, but they were always good friends. And some of the people were doing amazing. And by creating that system, we just created the KPI. We find out our minimum metrics which we want to see, and we just give all of them the tasks and like inform it. Listen, now this is KPIs which is going to be involved in the next 3 to 6 months. We're going to be looking who is actually with us trying to improve and achieve better performance and who is actually going to believe in the company. And we instantly have seen the new leaders show up, new superstars like were on the board. And some of the people who are looking as a full superstars actually stopped doing, like they didn't start doing anything. I mean, they just like continue floating in the company, and we ended up firing quite a bit of people and build a quite stronger environment with people who stayed. Because actually, if you don't fire someone who is doing awful but you love them, other team members, listen carefully, other team members will be not appreciated at all, and they're gonna be demotivating to do more. Because if that guy done nothing, why I'm just like getting ass off to you to bring better results? They don't respect you, they don't respect company, they just working because they're getting paid. But when you start firing some people who they know you love a lot but they never delivered, they start respecting, they start showing up harder, and that's building the stronger environment, smile on the phone calls, showing up, and people feel like you feel that you're creating a better untoxic environment in your company. That's very, very important. Sometimes you need to take the hard decisions and fire people, and systems are must have with the tracking records. Otherwise, you'll be just paying for the guys who are not deserved it, and your customers will be suffering because of that.
Okay. No, I mean, definitely that's right on. Sometimes you need help. You know, you can't know everything as a business owner. And many times we think we can, or we wait until there's a dire problem before we seek help. But it's good that you sought help. I actually do outsource CFO for some businesses, and you know, it's incredible how valuable that can be to really moving your business forward. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. You know, definitely we're having an anniversary here at the show. So hopefully you can join us. And here's a little bit about what we're going to be doing. What significant business developments have occurred over the last 4 years? The advent of AI for mainstream use, interest rates increasing by more than 5%, and the rise of the virtual office and the gig economy. But most importantly, over 200 episodes of Leadership Live at 805, Talking Small Business, have aired. These episodes have shared a trove of valuable knowledge for entrepreneurs on how they can sell more, maximize profit, and finance growth faster and easier. To commemorate this milestone, we're having a special live stream episode on October 29th, highlighting the best of last year, along with special guests and giveaways. You don't want to miss it. Join us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube to participate live at 8:05 Eastern on Tuesday, October 29th. All right, welcome back. Definitely, hopefully you can join us for the anniversary. But you know, each of our episodes is great, and definitely like what you're sharing today, Anatoliy. So now, you talked about metrics and measuring really driving, much greater success with your business. And taking you from sort of just going full speed, just doing everything, to being able to be more focused and more deliberate about what you're doing, so that you're able to be more focused. So I know that wasn't an overnight thing, and you know, given that you brought someone in that may not have been something that you understood how to do or even what you needed. So what was your journey in developing and implementing KPIs? Because that's always a interesting time within any business.
Yeah, sure. So Now I will give an example on our media buying team because it's like the biggest action was taken there. And for example, we have some specific metrics which is the delivering the healthy performance for the clients. And before that, I knew in my head what's the pictures looks like, and it's me. I'm the business owner, but the team members has no a real like understanding of what's 100% good and what is just like what's just the way of keeping the client and like doing nothing in the company. So and by thinking about what kind of metrics will be important, that was the crucial part. And you have to just ask yourself what are financially important metric for like doing what we are doing, and what are like mental and time management metric which is important for people who move forward in the direction which they are doing on daily basis. And we find out the minimum like ROS or return on ad spend for our customers. So the media buyer must have minimum XYZ ROS on monthly basis to keep staying in the company. And like we created the bonus system for everyone who is above that level, step by step. So we have like above 25% of the standard, about 50%, about 100% from the standard. And every ladder has the bigger payout. Why we are done that? Because we know then higher performance would be, then better profit share will be from the customer. And like basically again with the customers we are as well like charging in the way like if they are not getting the success, we are not getting paid. And by that being said, like media buyers and the sales guys and everyone are focusing on delivering higher performance to get higher paid. And like that's motivating the things moving forward. And by that being said, that we creating the KPIs on the achievements, KPIs on the customer success, and the KPIs on the like time frame of implementation the tasks. And when we have seen that people start actually improving, we can see that some of them are great on everything, but keeping their ROS on exact level of minimum, just do not get fired. And that's exactly all, like one thing which is you have to look on your end when you like improving systems, given the KPIs for your teammates and like trying to handle the employees. You will start seeing the new superstars, and you'll start seeing great people who became better, but after 3 6 months they stay exactly on the same level and they just going smooth here. That's not healthy as well. It's people who like becoming comfortable, they figure it out how to stay on the level to be secured and never be fired. And in this case, when you see more than 3 months no like growth performance like this, you must coming back to them and like have a talk and like discuss with them. Listen, like you know that it's our minimum, but you won't be able to stay in the company if you're going to be staying exactly on the minimum level, and that's not the way as well. By having this kind of quite quarterly conversation with specific individuals, we got new superstars from just people who were always like this. By showing them the serious mood in terms of we're gonna be get fire you, not because you're bad, just because we see that you have zero interest to improve yourself. And basically, those people who respect the company, who respect their like teammates, they start pushing forward and like becoming one of the top layout bonus achievers. And that's like as well huge for me it was the huge openings in terms of as a business owner. You have push forward to your team and showing them that limits are actually in just in their heads, and they could being comfortable all the time. It's not the way to succeed in life and become better professionals. And that's where like really some just okay individuals, like two of them, become the real superstars of the company and delivering incredible results. Yes, fluctuation is there, but that's exactly what we were looking for. We were not looking this kind of minimum. Now we are here with them like this, but it's like almost 100% improvement. And like that's what you have to look on your top achievers and the bottom achievers. What's the difference between them? And work on the mental growth on each individual separately, because each person has separate motivation. Maybe one of them it's actually looking for the balance, work and life and personal life. Some of them just money oriented, and they don't care like what they're going to be doing. They're going to be just doing and pushing forward. When you know what exactly is the mentality in front of you, you speak to the person in his language and motivate him in his way, in the way that you understand. And basically that's where like a person is try to improve. If you're going to be like balance oriented person pushing forward with the money oriented goals, he won't understand you. And opposite way as well for the money oriented guy. And by speaking to them on their own languages, you're able to see that really a huge difference. So never ever accept people stay average in the company. Always push them to the new limits, and you will see the new superstars showing up.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So, you know, definitely a lot of that couldn't have been done if you didn't have your KPIs. Actually, most of that probably couldn't have been done because you couldn't measure and see how people are performing. Um, and you know, you mentioned that KPIs aren't just financial numbers. You should be measuring everything that's going on within your business and seeing how things are. And you know, for many business owners, you know, that's the step that they're missing. You know, they get into business, they make some sales, they grow some, but they never. You got to transition from working in your business to working on it, and working on it is about optimizing your business, and you can't move your business forward if you don't optimize it. So, it's great to see what you're doing. I actually created what I call the Masterpreneur Playbook, which lays out, 5 steps from startup to scaling your business. And, it's exactly what you talked about. I'll just show it real quick so people can see, but, I use this as, how to help business owners see the path to go from startup to scaling and what they need to do in terms of going from working on the concept, working in their business, to working on their business. And that's where most people get stuck, going between steps 2 and 3. And then, once you optimize your business, then you can work on growing your business and then actually implement scaling. And each of those steps, has different challenges, different goals you need to have. But as a business owner, you have to evolve to be able to implement and move forward on each step, because your business can only go as far as you're prepared to take it. So, to optimize, it's really focused on management skills. As an employee, it's more focused on communications and being able to market and sell, and coaching, and then really being a CEO internally and externally. And you've sort of gone through these phases. You've worked in the business. When you brought the CFO, you were able to work on the business, and then you work on the future of your business. So you have people within the organization, instead of managing them, you're coaching them. That's a key evolution for moving your business forward. So now, when you have your business, did you ever think about culture, or did you just sort of do what you did?
That's a good one. From the beginning, I never thought about the culture, and actually, like I wasn't. I'm from the eastern country, yeah. So where like nobody really speak about the culture. Everyone's speaking about the revenue, about like if the people love their job and so on, but nobody's speaking about the culture of the company, what it's all about, and why it's so important. And a couple of years ago, I start investigating a lot of things about the culture, about the vision, about the main voice of the company, like what exactly our goals, how we are seeing ourselves in the market, and how we can describe ourselves. And this where extreme ownership as a criteria, number one criteria came in our end. And I realized that, but we had that all the time. I wasn't just like understanding that. So by building the team around me in the way to do the work duties the same like I would do, and in the way what I believe is correct, and what's my goals. I shared my goals with the guys, and what this is where was crucial changes. I start asking the guys, the team members, what do they think? What's their goals? What they would love to achieve with the GSM, and that's where like the think about the culture became in place in 2021. I didn't realize that it is actually building a culture system. I was thinking I just start asking the people there, what's the, like, I stopped sharing with them what's my goals, where we going, my vision, and that's all. But I continue doing the same, but by adding the questions. What about you? Why you working with us? What's your goal to achieve in this year and next year? Where you want to be? And now, like, we have the goals oriented tasks at the beginning of every single year, and I'm so happy. Like, people who working with me for 4+ years, I see how they grow together with me. He came a single guy with some simple goals. Now his goals financial really quite high. His goals is to become a father, become a husband, become like a better like physical person. I remember all the goals of the people who are from the beginning with me, and this kind of goals oriented tasks help me understand better people. So I see like, wow, he wants to learn how to dance. Like, seriously, like I need to go deeper in it. So, and basically going deeper into this stuff, you understanding that your culture is very important, and I just didn't know that how to call that things which we were creating, and I just I became more educated as a CEO, and I understand that actually I was doing everything right. I just didn't name it that and didn't like make that nice picture of it. And we actually built the culture from 2021. And by building the strong culture in the company, you need to ask your team members what's important for them. You need to follow their achievements of their goals together with your vision, together with your goals. And basically, what I'm saying in my company, that if you will succeed, the company will succeed by itself. So I want to focus on achieving your goals. I want to support you to how to learn the dance. I want to support you to travel around the world and doing the work. I want to support you to achieve like multiple six figures a year, because I know by achieving those goals for you, I'm gonna win as well. And that's where was the culture base changes involved. And in 2023 we just packet everything into the documents in terms of like what exactly we have. And before I didn't know how to name it. I was thinking it's hustle muscle. We just we just like randomly like improving, implementing, and just moving forward. And after that, when I was a bit scared about this training, about the vision, about the culture. I like, oh my god, it's something which is gonna be difficult to investigate, to implement. But actually we always had that. We just like need to introduce that to the team in the right words.
Hmm. Okay. No, I mean, definitely you sort of happened on building a great culture. And, one of the biggest challenges I have is working with business owners who haven't created a great culture. Didn't really know they needed to create a culture. So their culture just developed itself. And as a result, there were things happening in their business that they weren't really happy about, but they didn't really know how to address it. So, definitely as a business owner, your role is, one of your most important jobs is, of course, the most important is generating revenues, because you're not going to be there if you don't generate revenues. But building the culture of your team, having your team aligned along the same goals, along the same mission, but also to achieve the goals, everybody's different. So you have to, they say you deal with people effectively and you deal with tasks efficiently. So, you deal with people effectively based on, who they are, their needs and wants, like you're doing. Whereas tasks, you try and just, focus on them, moving forward as quick as possible in a consistent way. So, definitely, you've been able to do that successfully. And the sooner you start building your culture, the better. And, definitely, one of the key things that I really liked was, um, when you hire people, even before you hire people, that's when you should be working to make them successful. A lot of people hire somebody and then expect them to come in and be successful. But, it's really about before you hire them, thinking through, what you want them to do. It's great that you sort of trained and developed and made sure people understood, what your business was about and what you expected from them. And then finally, once you had your KPIs, you could really measure it and drive it based on not only just you, but now they can self-manage because they know what they're supposed to do. There's clarity because a lot of business owners don't give people clarity about what's expected. So they, it's a lot more difficult to get the results that people are seeking. So, one of the things that happens every week on my show is there's never enough time to really go into everything as far as we could. But I know it's late there. I haven't eaten dinner yet. So we've got great people on as well. Thanks. Appreciate everybody's comments and everything. But before we close out, I always like to make sure that the guests share 3 key things that everybody can take away from what we discussed tonight, and really use that to start implementing tomorrow. So, because, one, we covered a lot of things, a lot of key things, but 2, it's hard for people to remember more than 3 things. So, we just want to make sure that people take away the most important things that they should be taking away. So, I'm going to share a little bit about, the upcoming, what we're launching in terms of membership for the university. And then we'll come back with Anatoliy and, learn about his top 3 for tonight. What is the ultimate business ecosystem for helping entrepreneurs to accelerate and grow their business? Of course, the Small Business Pro University. Become an associate member to enjoy the benefits like accessing a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, test driving multimedia, online, on-demand mini courses on important business topics, participating in live Ask the Expert and Power Networking sessions. Hello, my name is Andrew Frazier. I've worked one-on-one with over 1,000 business owners and taught more than 10,000 people about business. Join today to take advantage of charter membership pricing. Visit www.sbprou.com/membership and join today. Okay, welcome back. I'm here with Anatoliy help me out.
Labinskiy.
Labinskiy, right? Okay, excellent. So thanks again for joining us. So what would you say the top 3 things people should take away from our discussion tonight?
Yeah, of course. Since we're speaking a lot about the team and the company today, and it's basically the subject of our conversation, the number one, like you must start hiring. I mean, if you are a small business owner, you have a couple of people only, or you're doing everything solopreneur stuff, you must start hiring and hiring more than like only by hiring the individuals who will make your company better in terms of their skills, in terms of their vision and their uh, like love into the duties which they are doing and doing that better than you will be able to grow. I won't be able to be in the multiple eight figures revenue in e-commerce business without having the right team next to me. Like with so many duties, so many tasks, so many different departments, and like if I would start hiring earlier, I would definitely would be already much further. And by hiring people, you need to understand that you will need to fire them as well. That's why you need hire and fire, and find out the core, core people who are going to be staying with you for long and moving forward the success of your company. And without team, you won't be able to scale. Without team, without good enough quantity of the experience adding to your company, you will be always stuck on the same revenues. The experience need to must bring to the company. It's number one thing. The second thing about I'm speaking about hiring people and experience and so on. Here is the second point. Do not hire on the experience only. That's what Andy was just mentioning, that hire people as well who is much the culture of your company. So if the person has a high-end experience, but it's a toxic person in interview, or but incredible experience, incredible background, it won't work out. It will destroy internal team. It will destroy the processes. It will be just destroy your company. Like skills can be learned, but mentality won't be changed. So that's why if you want to hire the people with the experience, you must always think what's if it's much to the culture of my company. Okay, if you hire people only on the experience, you're gonna be losing. You're gonna be like losing not those kind of individuals, but they'll take with them your top players in the company, because they will be just feeling exhausted of working with that guy until you figure it out that you had to fire him a long time ago. So hiring the right individuals, uh, mentality versus to experience always has to be on the right level, because again, experience can be generated and the mentality no, and mentalities could be a killer of your business. And the third thing, which is like obvious, but I didn't speak today about it in the during the call. But guys and girls, like profitability is must. So like you growing, you're scaling revenues, you like hiring more people, from the beginning when you hire in more, like for example you have a 5 team members and you need to be where you want to be, let's say from 100K months to like 1 million a month, you need to hire another 5-7 people who are going to be bring you experience to allow you to jump over the ladder where you are. You will start losing profitability from the beginning, because when you are hiring from the beginning, you just implemented introduce the new team members to the company, and it will be fluctuate a bit in terms of taking your margin by paying higher salaries. You have to understand that it will take a couple of months by hiring the right people. It will take a couple of months losing a bit on the profits because of extra payouts on the salaries involved to the company. But in couple of months, your profitability will grow quite a bit by having the right people on the board, because you're going to be spending a bit more on the employment, I mean, on the expenses for your team, but the value which is the right team member will bring to the company will grow your revenue quite a bit. And this is where you start like in 3-6 months making quite higher profitability for the company. And you have to always think about the profits first. If you don't have profits in the company, like you won't be able to drive long. And when war started in Ukraine, this is where I felt like we were in super high revenue. We were not hiring at that moment, but we were driving so much revenue, and revenue started fluctuating. And I noticed that profitability just decreased a lot because expenses on the team was so high, and some of the team members were wrong. But when you hire the right team members, like, expenses on the team will be high, but in matter of couple of months you'll see huge pump into the revenue, and the profitability will go up suddenly. And like always, focus oriented on the profits must have. As a business owner, you're first of all doing the stuff which is going to be delivering you financial success, and that financial success will allow you to improve the systems, hire more people, making company better, improve the culture, making the events like outdoor activities for the team, and so on. So that's, I believe, like one of the three things which is always in my mind, that we have to focus on hiring, the right hiring in terms of culture and the experience, and profitability in the business, and being okay to lose a bit profits at the beginning when you are on the goal to scale fast in some direction. But you need to understand, you need to bring the talents, and the talent won't be showing you results tomorrow. It will take always couple of months. Like operational director we brought, and like first months he was just having calls one-on-one with my team. He just was trying to understand the picture of like how the company looks like, the systems, and so on. So like, and I understood that when I bring the operational director, it will take 3 to 6 months to see the real like implementation, systems, documentation, meetings, adjustments, and so on, because it's a huge process. Never expect from the new team players results tomorrow. Just you have to hire them and see in the probation period of 30 to 60 days if they're good fit to the culture, if they're good fit in terms of like what they are doing, and then give them a bit time and they will surprise you and your profits will go up.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so no, those are three great things to start with. So, you got to hire if you're going to grow, and bring in expertise and knowledge to the company. But you want to hire for culture, but not necessarily experience, even though the combination of both is even better. But I guess attitude and culture is most important. And then profitability. Business is about making money. Far too many people focus on revenues as opposed to profits. But this is great. I mean, I think that definitely I've learned a few things, and everybody on here has gotten some great results. Definitely, you're making an investment in people. So, but if you do it right and you bring them on right, then it can pay off significantly. So, so thanks again for joining me tonight. If you can hang out for a minute, and just for everybody who's on here, definitely in the chat, we've got Anatoliy's profile. We've got his website. And actually I'll put in the chat, but his Instagram is what he focuses on the most. So let's see, let me see if I can put that in the chat real quick. And so definitely check him out. Learn a little bit more about what he's doing, and hopefully take away some valuable perspective on what we talked about tonight. So thanks again, Anatoliy. Anything you want to share before we close out?
No, just guys and girls, whatever you are doing, just believe in yourself and just commit. When you commit, you always figure it out on the way and find out the solution. You can manage any kind of challenge in life by just committed to the things which you are doing, and do that on the daily basis, and never lose the vision, because by losing the vision, you are losing any kind of possibilities to grow in your company. Vision must have always, as a business owners. It's our duties, it's our responsibilities to have it. So commit and achieve the results. Wish everyone good luck.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, if you can hang out, we'll close things out and we'll go from there. So, once again, appreciate everybody joining. Thanks for your comments, and definitely helping to make this even more interactive. So, thanks again for joining. As you know, each week we have a great guest. Definitely appreciate Anatoliy taking the time to talk a little bit about this topic, this valuable topic. Next week, we're going to talk about the top 5 financial mistakes small business owners make. Definitely on the financial side, it can be challenging. So, next week, our guest is going to be Perry Nunez. And, we're going to talk about, financially, what are some things that you should be looking out for? So that's going to prove to be a great discussion as well. And, at the end of the day, always remember that the more you know, the faster and more successfully your business will grow.
Thank you for listening to Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Leadership Live is one of the many valuable resources provided through the Small Business Pro University, empowering business owners to learn, profit, and grow. Find out more at sbpro.u.com.